Welcome into DC On Screen, the podcast about everything DC Studios is bringing to film and television. My name is David C. Robertson, and this is my amiable co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
We're both a little sick. Yeah, you're super sick. I'm a little sick.
I don't know. It'll be medium energy at best today.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, man.
Which is sad, because this is all very exciting news.
It is very exciting news.
You'll have to just trust me that I'm more excited than I'm going to sound.
Yeah. I mean, I trust you.
It was a bad moment to have gone to Chuck E. Cheese the day before.
Yeah.
Meddling kids.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you, we talked to the phone, and we were both very excited.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Henry Cavill back as Superman. He posted a reel where at first is a picture of himself in the Man of Steel suit with the caption, "A very small taste of what's to come, my friends, the dawn of hope renewed. Thank you for your patience. It will be rewarded." And he basically said the same thing in the latter part of the reel on Instagram. And this was posted on like all the major DC accounts. And so he's back. And reportedly, he signed a one-off deal to cameo in Black Adam. And that was according to the Hollywood Reporter's Heat Vision newsletter. And then, I don't know, it seems like they kind of had like a handshake agreement or something, you know, like...
I mean...
to do more, because they're saying they definitely want more. They're definitely interested in more.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be dumb enough after all this time to like throw him back in there and then not sign the deal.
Yeah.
It would be hard to believe that someone thought that would be a good idea. There must have been at least some basic outline of what they were trying to get done.
Right. And, you know, look, Henry Cavill, and I know there are tons of people out there saying like, yeah, well, he wasn't happy with the way the show was going. And maybe that's true. But he did just leave The Witcher. He did. Like Liam Neeson has taken over as Geralt.
Liam Hemsworth.
Who did I say?
Liam Neeson.
Oh God, no, Liam Hemsworth. Yes, yeah. Yes, that's what it meant. I had his face in my head, and then I said the other thing, Liam Neeson. Actually, that'd be kind of dope if they like did like a flash forward in time. He's like an old Geralt or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about The Witcher.
I mean, I watched the first season, part of the second, but yeah, it would be it wouldn't be bad. But I did the same thing. I read it as Liam Neeson the first time. I was like, that can't be right. Hold on, and Liam Hemsworth. Yeah. Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah,
I'm really bad about doing shit like that. He was the only Liam I knew for a while.
No. All
right,
well, Gallagher.
Right. I did think about him too.
Mm-hmm. He would be the worst choice out of the three.
Or the best.
That's fair counter argument.
Or the best. So Henry Cavill was with Josh Horowitz on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, and they did a live streaming event. It was a benefit for the 92nd Street Y in New York. There was a big audience there, and it was pretty cool. It was a good interview. He could say a lot about Superman. If you are at all interested in Henry Cavill, I'd totally suggest checking that episode out.
It was a deeply funny, entertaining interview. I didn't leave there thinking, "Oh, no news. I wasted my time." I thought that was a delightful 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a couple of things that I just liked him saying, like when he's talking about how do you compartmentalize your feelings about something that you really want to happen, but being an actor, you don't get to control those decisions.
Right.
And that was where he kind of said, he said like many of them, or many of the people in the audience, like I never really lost hope about this one. And as a sidebar, he kind of says, if I had, I don't think I really have any right to be playing the character.
Right. I really enjoyed that. That was great.
That's a cute moment. And he almost seemed to say it to himself. You know what I mean? Like if you watched it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
There was that. And I thought the other thing that was neat was, did you catch why it was the Man of Steel suit?
Yeah. He said it was nostalgia.
But it was apparently his choice. They brought all three suits and said, which one do you want to do?
Yeah.
I don't know what they were going to do with the one with the hole in it. But, I suppose that's been mended by now. Surely that fabric has some sort of self-mending properties.
Yeah, surely. I mean, it's basically programmable matter.
Yeah.
So, What are we even talking about?
No. I mean, like he was dragged by the cape and whipped around a couple times like a child's toy. Like surely it's not just stitches that were. I mean, if it is, hell of a seamstress.
Right. But yeah, so like everyone cheered a lot when Josh said, "Welcome back, Superman." That's how he opened the podcast, and Cavill says, "How you guys expressed it is exactly how I feel. The character means so much to me. It's been 5 years now, and quite rightly. Otherwise, I probably shouldn't deserve to wear the cape, but I never gave up hope.
Nice
and it's amazing to be here now talking about it again. There's such a bright future ahead for the character. I'm so excited to tell a story with an enormously joyful Superman." And, I don't take this as a dig at Snyder. I've seen so many people be mad about that statement.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, go back to Man of Steel. He was enormously joyful. Look at him flying. Yes, he was sad about his dad. But to be fair, so was Clark and Dick Donner's Superman.
Yeah.
All my powers, I couldn't save him. Like, the character is allowed to have sad moments.
Right. I mean, dude, Soups takes an L every once in a while.
Yeah. And look at that big-ass smile in Man of Steel when he's, at the very end when he's with Lois Lane and she says, "Welcome to the planet." Double meaning. Yeah.
He's got a little levity even out in the desert when he takes a drone down. He's actively joking about it. It's a $8 million machine. Was.
And he does seem enormously joyful when he's jumping into that bathtub with Amy Adams.
As many would be.
Yeah, but he said there's nothing to share just yet about what the big screen Superman future is. He says, as a partner to the studio, he's got to keep some of their secrets. So that was expected, I would say.
Yeah. I did think he did a really bang up job of shutting down that conversation, though. Like he made it sound like if you keep prying, you're being the asshole. Damn, well played, sir.
Yeah. But, even when people were like, when he says that and people in the audience go, "Oh," and he goes, "I know," like.
I fully believe, as nerdy as he is and excited as I'm sure he is, that he would love to have just kind of gone out there with all the tea. You know what I'm saying? Here's what you're getting. This is a poster. We've been working on this. I'm going to team up with him,
Right.
I'm going to meet Shazam soon. All this kind of crap.
But yeah, he says, he chose that suit because of nostalgia. So again, wasn't a dig at Snyder, wasn't a dig at, Justice League.
I think it was just that 13 years ago he got in that suit and changed his life. I think he was.
And what's funny, and I haven't heard many people talk about this, was like one of the producers was saying, we also didn't want to do the black suit because we were like, no, that's for Zack to do.
Yeah. Work's gone. They can wait.
So it feels like even they are saying like, nope, if anyone's going back to that black suit, it's going to be Zack when he gets back.
Yeah. I like it as a progression though. Like I think I mentioned it the other day when we were talking, or I can't remember where we've talked about it now. I like it as a progression that he goes back to the blue at some point. Like the black suit it's cool looking. I love the suit, but man, that blue is so pretty. I like seeing it again.
Yeah, I mean,
just aesthetics. Just as a guy who appreciates a good blue.
There's something about it. Like I don't remember if they actually said at any point what the time frame was of Black Adam or what exactly. I mean, this could have happened before Zack Snyder's Justice League. Could have happened before BVS. I don't know.
The only thing you could use to date
or
it could happen
way after.
Well, it has to be. The only thing I know that for sure has happened is that Waller and Superman have met.
Well, maybe.
Well,
or maybe
she says she knows him.
But that could just be putting on airs. She could just like be like, "Hey, Bruce, remember how I don't tell the world you're Batman? I need a favor."
Go talk to that friend of yours. No, I mean, it could be many things. I just know that at some point they've crossed paths in this timeline. That's the only thing I could say that might in any way date it. And you'd really have to pull out, yarn and thumbtacks to figure out what that might mean. And I don't care to. I'm just going to let it unravel.
Yep. So Zack Snyder sent in a video question. Of course, it's Zack Snyder, so it feels like it's more than that. Because, he says, when we first did Man of Steel and we were doing the flying shots for the first time, when we put put you in the belly pan or on the wires? Did it feel odd to be just there in front of a green screen doing your flying shots with us just dutching the camera? Having that like you're flying, but before you'd ever seen it, what it might look like or what it might feel like. How was that?
Yeah.
And it was almost like listening to Justin Roiland do Zack Snyder. It was funny. He was clearly busy, but like also the way he was like, he didn't prepare the question, and it was kind of a silly question.
Very much so. I think it all happened quickly that way.
Yeah.
But my first thought when I saw that was like, you probably asked him on the day, didn't you? Like when he got out of the get up, like how'd that feel?
Yeah. Yeah. He says, was that odd, or did you expect it to turn out the way it did? That's my question. And then he says, as you know, and I feel like it seems like it might be a little bit of a cryptic leave reading or whatever, but he says, I can't wait to work with you in the future, and you are, of course, the greatest Superman ever. To me, like that was the point. Like that one, the point was he was sending in a question to show that he's supportive of Henry and what he's doing, because
that he doesn't feel slighted by this kind of going on behind his back.
So many of the Snyder bots you're seeing on Twitter are screaming that Cavill betrayed Zack. He's working for James Gunn. He's doing God, suck my dick.
It's bad out there.
So we're seeing, Zack is supportive of Henry, and Henry says he's a lovely man. He's a lovely man, and I am enormously appreciative of everything he's done for me, especially by casting me in Man of Steel. Those are formative memories of mine career-wise. It is when everything changed. I remember them fondly hanging above fields in Illinois. Amazing memories and a lot to be thankful for. Zack, if you're watching, thank you, my friend. So I don't have this feeling like so many that there's any ill will.
All of those conspiracy theories can get lost. Go kick rocks, whatever phrasing you like.
Yeah. Yep.
And it is Zack, and he is cryptic like that. So it could mean the part about the future. It could just mean, in general, he wants to work with him. I don't fucking know. You never know with him.
Well, hey, the other day, and I'm not saying
I know he's got a contract sitting back in his trailer that he's about to go look at. I really don't know.
Look, I don't know, but I will say this the other day, and I don't know that it means anything. You just never know with Zack. The other day, there someone on Vero posted this picture. It was like this little fan-made Photoshop thing of the Justice League standing in front of Darkseid, and it said, "We're getting Justice League 2," and Zack Snyder liked it, and that's made several of us go, "Whoa, wait, what now?"
That seemed affirmative. Yeah,
yeah. It could be that he's just like, "Yeah, I hope we do too." But he knows what we think when he likes shit. So
yeah. Minimally, it's that. But yeah, it's all that same crap between Snyder and Gunn, all the tweets being bandied about how they're not friends, and there's just people literally pulling up old tweets of them like supporting and congratulating each other and stuff.
Yep.
Like, it really didn't take. No, this is made up crap. Just ignore it and enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm. So Cavill was talking to Cinema Blend about using the John Williams theme, the 3 notes of it, in Black Adam.
Right.
He says, John Williams' theme song is obviously incredibly important to the character. It is something which resonates with the character and everything time I think anyone in the world hears it. I think they just wrote that wrong on this article.
Yeah.
I think a large portion of the world who hears that will recognize it immediately as Superman and feel a certain way about it. And I do think it's wonderful. Now, I think that's the truthful part of the statement. He continued.
Yeah.
This is him backtracking so as not to piss off Snyder fans. But at the same time, equally so, I think Hans Zimmer's Man of Steel score was just as wonderful. I have incredibly powerful feelings about that because I remember watching the trailer, the first teasers come out, and I was sitting there with my friend and we were both so excited about it and the way the score plays. Both are incredibly powerful in their own way, and both are just as iconic for the character. It was just such a pleasure to be back in the suit, whether it be John Williams or whether it be Hans Zimmer. They're both extraordinary, extraordinary artists. So I don't think he doesn't believe that, but I think they chose the John Williams theme because way more people recognize it as the Superman theme.
Well, in the 4 seconds you had, it would have been hard to get a boom boom, in there. It was a Hans Zimmer theme. It takes a minute to build.
Yeah, that's true too.
And he's not like he doesn't work in hooks like John Williams used to. But I mean, like Cavill said, they're both incredible themes by incredible fucking legendary composers. I don't know what to. Hard to be that mad at either one.
Yeah, I think, you know, and I say this as a Snyder fan, as a rabid proponent of restoring the Snyderverse. We got to stop seeing this shit. Every little thing is weaponization. We just got to. It's destroying any happiness.
Yeah, I mean, there's no good from it.
On our world, the S means hope.
Yeah. We
so yeah,
no. We very much got a good moment, and there were people that just tried to rip it to shreds and nitpick it. I don't have time for that in my life.
Yeah, Cavill told Entertainment Tonight, right now I can't really talk about anything. What I do want is hope, optimism, and joy. Those three things are essential to the character. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's been saying that for a long time, but I think all of those things were mostly in Snyder's stuff. Like, he was supposed to have a bit of a crisis.
Yeah. I mean, you do wonder if he's been reading in the background. Like that some part of me was like, man, I feel like this guy's been reading Tom Taylor's runs on a few things. I mean, he's doing a run right now with like, I forget what they named this one, but it's about his son. And it's been like 12 issues. The dude hasn't had to punch anybody. Like, he just keeps, you know, solving problems another way. And I was like, and somebody finally pointed it out, and he was like, "That's the point, asshole."
That's funny.
Yeah, he's just another character if he's always going straight to punching him up.
I mean, if I ever wrote a Superman book, it would probably just be like Superman and Batman, like, I don't know, hanging out on rooftops, making each other slightly angry.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But playfully so, like friends.
Was it going to be like those little fan-drawn moments where they're all sitting at the top of Gotham somewhere and Batman's sitting on the ledge and, you know, Wonder Woman and Superman are flying, they're all eating Big Belly Burger and stuff?
Nah, I don't know about that.
Oh, they're cute.
I don't mind it, but actually, you know, that was one of my favorite things whenever Jeff Loeb wrote the character, or those characters together. Like his old Superman Batman series, his run on that series anyway, or when he did a run in Superman with Ed McGuinness, where he literally had, like, Batman was worried about President Luthor having kryptonite, and he's like spying on Lois and Clark, and they're having dinner with their parents and shit, and he's out there just looking around, monologuing, and then he like looks over and suddenly Crypto is just staring at him, growling, and he's like,
"Oh yeah,
damn it, forgot about the dog."
I remember that.
And then he turns around and Clark is just floating behind him. "Bruce, what do you want?" And then he teams up with Lois, and they try to, like, behind Clark's back, break into the White House, and they have this elaborate plan, and Black Lightning is one of the, you know, Secret Service guys. So he, like, lets them in. He helps them out. They get to the Oval Office. They break in, open the door, and Clark is already standing there just staring at them. Like, nope, we're not doing that. You're not stealing from the president. But he's Lex Luthor. Well, I know.
I like those moments too.
It's like, yeah, I love Batman and Lois teaming up though. That was a lot of fun.
I don't remember a lot of it. I don't think I read those, but she's been on a few little secret spy games recently that were fun too. So,
Anywho, so really big news, huge news, as big as Henry Cavill returning, I feel. And by the way, Cavill did seem genuinely excited about this. James Gunn and Peter Safran are the Kevin Feige of DC Studios.
Which is good for a lot of reasons. One, it has one now.
It has two.
Yeah.
Everyone kept saying, like, if only they could get someone in charge. Well, now they have some two in charge.
Two that seem happy to work together.
A lot of this is excerpts from an article from Variety. James Gunn and Peter Safran give DC Studios and David Zaslav bold, brash, and slightly risky new Guardians. And by Matt Donnelly and Brent Lang. There's a lot here. So Gunn and Safran are now going to hold the titles of co-chairman and chief executive officers of DC Studios. It's no longer DC Films. It's DC Studios now. Good. Where they will control the creative direction of the company's arsenal of comic book villains and heroes across film, TV, streaming, animation, and beyond.
That's going to be good. Mm-hmm. That's going to be really good. I like having a creative and a producer, too.
Yeah. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav says, James and Peter's decades of experience in filmmaking, close ties to the creative community, and proven track record thrilling superhero fans around the globe make them uniquely qualified to develop a long-term strategy across film, TV, and animation, and take this iconic franchise to the next level of creative storytelling. Apparently, talks with Gunn and Safran began during the summer and overlapped with discussions the studio was having with producer Dan Lin, and when that broke down, Gunn and Safran were clearly on top. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they now rank among some of Hollywood's most powerful figures. That was... this article pointed that out, and I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
And didn't see that coming.
Yeah, we don't know what they're actually getting paid, but they think it's about $6 to $8 million each in salary and incentives. So they did this. A lot of people don't know who Peter Safran is. So they gave a breakdown that I actually liked here. It says, in Safran, DC gets an amiable executive with the charm and finesse needed to navigate the corporate world. Safran was described as elegant and solid as oak by one top talent representative who spoke on the condition of anonymity. Raised in the United Kingdom and educated as a lawyer before he landed on an assistant's desk at United Talent Agency, Safran spent years in leadership at the management company Brillstein Gray during that shop's heyday when clients included Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. He cut his teeth building out James Wan's The Conjuring universe, which has become one of Warner's most profitable film franchises, and then showed he could handle superhero tentpoles by producing Shazam and Aquaman. Gunn and Safran worked together on The Suicide Squad, which was a critical success but a box office failure, though many attribute that to the studio's decision to launch it simultaneously on HBOMax, also height of the pandemic, I might add. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The pair scored a hit with Peacemaker, a spin-off comic book series that demonstrated the kind of multi-platform approach, one in which movies feed streaming shows and vice versa, that Zaslav has been eager to see more of at the studio. So yeah, I dug that description. That was really comprehensive in a way but concise in a way.
Yeah, helps me out. I didn't know the guy. I know his name, but I really couldn't name what he was in either.
Yeah. So it says that they begin work on November 1st, and their contracts will last 4 years.
That would be nice. That's a good amount. That's good enough time to really get your hands dirty.
I think it should have been like 6, maybe, but
any one of those two I could get behind.
Yeah. It says the duo will report to Zaslav, but will also be in close correspondence with Warner Brothers Film Group co-chairs and CEOs Mike DeLuca and Pam Abney on such matters as marketing, distribution, and capital spend, just so everyone is on the same page. Let's see. It says the article also pointed out that there are people soliciting pitches. They are soliciting pitches from writers on the Man of Steel sequel. Mm-hmm. About taking the job, Gunn says, "We're honored to be the stewards of these DC characters we've loved since we were children, and we look forward to collaborating with the most talented writers, directors, and actors in the world to create an integrated, multi-layered universe that still allows for the individual expression of the artists involved. Our commitment to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Harley Quinn, and the rest of the DC stable of characters is only equaled by our commitment to the wonder of human possibility these characters represent. We are excited to invigorate the theatrical experience around the world as we tell some of the biggest, most beautiful, and grandest stories ever told." On Twitter, someone asked James Gunn if he hates Kevin Feige and Marvel now, and Gunn revealed that actually he was the first he told. He says, "Not only do I love Kevin, he was the first person I told after I did the deal with DC. John Cena was the second." Contrary to popular belief, $1 less for Marvel is not $1 more for DC. DC and Marvel have the common goal of keeping the theater-going experience vibrant and alive. Kevin Feige responded on like a red carpet event type of thing, and he was like, well, he's got a lot of work to do for Marvel between now and May, which he's well aware of. But after that, I'll be first in line to see anything he does.
Bitch, don't skimp out on me.
Now, what's funny is, like, I don't want to get, I don't want to overreact to this, but so many people are like, oh, I'm out. I'm out. We hate James Gunn. Well, James Gunn, whatever you think about James Gunn's creative choices in his own movies when he's directing, he's also like, he's been so vocal about how you should just let creatives create. And I mean, it's in his contracts now. Like he doesn't, he'll take notes from the studio, but he doesn't have to actually like entertain them.
Yeah.
So I think James Gunn is one of those guys who is very outspoken in favor of creators being able to do their own thing. Not only that, we're talking about a guy who is friends with David Ayer. David Ayer praised this appointment and said, finally these characters that we love so much are in good hands. And he's literally friends with Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a guy who's like calling Zack up and being like, hey, what do you think of this choreographer? Like, with Gunn and Safran in place, we actually, whether it happens or not, we have a better chance of this Zack Snyder coming back.
Yeah, than ever before.
Than ever before. And
it's no guarantee. He's got a lot of stuff going on at Netflix, but
yeah, Zack's got a lot of shit going on.
He's busy.
He is busy. I think, we know that he wants to come back. So we also don't know. That
was part of the deal. We'll let you out of Witcher if you call your friend and make him promise not to leave in the middle of production on the rest of this. We're halfway into a whole sci-fi series and zombie series. Like,
yeah. Well, I just don't understand because I don't know. I don't understand the reactions necessarily.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So, I am very excited about James Gunn. This is actually between this and Cavill, this is like the most excited week I've had as a DC fan in, I don't know, in years, however many, 6-7 years.
Oh yeah, that's an incredible news week for that. Really,
I like James Gunn though, so even if he, I don't know, like, even if he did have his own like more funny version of this universe, if it was all like Peacemaker, I'd probably be pretty happy. Like, I don't want DC to be like Marvel exactly, like, but I mean, I do want differences in tone, and I think there is obviously like a way to do different tones within the same universe.
Yeah.
I know everyone shit on it, but I liked the Eternals over at Marvel. Like, I thought it felt like a Zack Snyder movie to me.
Bit, yeah. It was less mild in tone than some of the rest of them, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So I like lots of different things, and I'm excited about this. And I'm mostly excited because James Gunn is the guy that champions the creator and doesn't believe in, necessarily forcing a hand in tone. So
yeah.
Anyway, moving on to Dr. Fate's possible return here. The director, Colette Serra of Black Adam, did say the helmet chooses who it lets touch, and at the end of the movie, the helmet chooses Hawkman. And he compared Nelson to be a bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi, who dies in the first Star Wars and yet appears in every Star Wars. So we'll see what happens. And now, according to Pierce Brosnan, producer Beau Flynn told him, not everything is as it seems. Not everything is as it seems. So I think the door is open. I honestly have no idea where this will go. I just know I'm very proud of the work playing Dr. Fate and honored being part of the DC comic book world. So, yes, please.
Yeah, it was a great job.
He did a fantastic job, and I want to see more of Fate. Let's do a prequel. Let's go whole Star Wars, man. Let's do
like a JSA prequel or something.
Yeah, dude. Let's do a series on HBOMax called The Hand of Fate. Like we can de-age him, like let him run around, onk some stuff.
Right.
Whatever he do.
I just feel like he's holding back.
Yeah.
Just I keep seeing him thinking like, man, I feel like you could probably take these guys.
Yeah.
But I guess that's part of the future thing, is he knows, or at least that's my canon for it, is he knows that if he just went into every brawl like that, he'd be creating more problems than solving.
Yeah. Well, Brosnan was talking about that bit in the end of Black Adam, and he was saying that like part of the beautiful thing about the character was it was about him like sacrificing himself for Hawkman. Like he had seen that future where Hawkman dies.
Mm-hmm.
And he was basically accepting the future where he has to take his place. And the beautiful thing was Dr. Fate accepting his own fate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But he says, yeah, he possibly could have beat him. He could have, but then Hawkman would have died.
Right.
But yeah, I seriously, like, I wish I was rich so I could just get, like, every one of those, like, just all the Dr. Fate figures. And then that big ass Sabak figure that they came out with, and just have him have like all the Dr. Fates like
crowding up
on top of him. Yeah. Journey Smollett, who plays Black Canary in Birds of Prey, was asked on the Cuts in Her Shoes podcast, was asked about Black Canary coming up next year, and Smollett revealed, "Can't say a thing. Can't even confirm or deny what you just said." Which, you know, the way they say it means something's going down. Something's happening. They just can't talk about it.
Yeah, she keeps posting pictures of, you know, like reading lists she's got going on.
Mm-hmm. And I'm here for it. Like, I want to see Journey Smollett, well, pretty much do anything. Mm-hmm. But Black Canary, yes.
I'm there for it.
I'm down. Here was something weird and interesting, and it doesn't mean anything is happening, but I thought it was interesting. Barbarian director Zach Kreger is teasing a thing. He says, "I'm writing an original horror currently," and he's talking to Chris Killian from comicbook.com. And he says, "There are conversations about existing IP, franchise that I can't talk about. And then there's a script I wrote before Barbarian that takes place in Gotham City." And I actually love... I think that's my favorite thing I've written, believe it or not. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Nobody from Warner Brothers or DC. I have not talked to anybody about it. I hope to one day.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you though?
That Barbarian movie looks sick though. For real.
I haven't seen any of that though. I haven't seen any trailers.
Yeah, give it a go.
Oh, well.
Look up a trailer at some point.
Will do.
I mean, it looks like something like Batman would be investigating for sure.
That's fine.
All right. So I guess we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we have news for Matt Reeves' Arkham Asylum series and the big retool that HBOMax is doing for Green Lantern. And we got a few other things. So please stay tuned. Sounds like you're milking something.
Oh, I'm trying to eat this chocolate real quick.
Oh. Are you masturbating a bull over there? What's happening?
Definitely wouldn't have the energy for that.
Or would you have just enough?
I doubt it very seriously.
All right. Well, we are back. And let's talk about this Matt Reeves Arkham Asylum show that used to be the GCPD show. And, Matt Reeves said it kind of evolved into Arkham Asylum. Well, it's got a showrunner now. Mm-hmm. Antonio Campos has been tapped to write the series, and he is coming off of the Emmy-nominated HBO Max series, The Staircase, and he will also direct and serve as a showrunner on the new series. I haven't seen The Staircase. I've been watching a documentary about the real people, and what's weird is they filmed like everything. Like they had the real people did. So I haven't seen the dramatized version that he ran, but I assume I will at some point when I finish the documentary.
Yeah,
and so that's actually a really good step.
I don't know, but I'll go with it.
See, we've got Green Lantern is being retooled. You know, we had the Green Lantern Corps show on HBO Max. It's been in development forever in a day.
I mean, a decade, it feels like.
Yeah, and that one, back then, it had executive producer Greg Berlanti. Mark Guggenheim was working on that shit. And then, it was being showrun by Seth Graham-Smith. And he had written full 8 episodes And then he left the project, and everybody else has too.
Well, it didn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, they're retooling it though. Well,
show hilariously about green lights.
Yeah, that is good. That is good.
Thank you.
I like that.
Oh.
So yeah, they had cast Finn Wittrock as Guy Gardner and Jeremy Irvine as Alan Scott, but now it's being retooled. The new series is going to center on John Stewart, who is, I mean, probably the most recognizable member of the Green Lantern Corps at this point. Aside from Hal Jordan. Yeah,
in the comics right now, he's been the Green Lantern that everyone references for a while.
Mm-hmm. And, Snyder fan that I am, I just want Wayne T. Carr to play him.
Yeah, of course.
I want it to be all locked up with Zack and...
Didn't step with it. Don't blame.
I mean, if that's what they're going for, if they want to actually, do a movie universe, and we know what Zack wanted, and we know... I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'd feel bad for the guy to only have gotten to play that character in somebody's driveway one night.
Yeah.
Just to be recast later.
Yep. But yeah, so the plan is to essentially completely redevelop the series on what THR describes as a slower, more HBO-like timetable. And that's fine. If it means quality and it means they're talking to everybody and figuring out a good plan and making a good show, I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm. They're not always going to be spit out like Peacemaker was. I mean, and it did a really good job of being good and quick, which is rare.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Gunn had 4 scripts in his back pocket when they asked him that day.
Right. It was also the pandemic, so he was bored in writing.
He was bored in writing. He was scratching the itch there.
Yeah. So Doom Patrol is adding Elijah Rashad Reed to the cast for season 4. He's going to be in a recurring role as Derek, a character described as a brilliant, community-minded robotics teacher who ends up pulled into the very different life his former best friend, Vic Stone. In addition to appearing on Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, Reed has also appeared in Colin in Black and White, This Is Us, Snowfall, and Grownish. I don't know him.
Is he the main guy in This Is Us?
I don't know.
Well, there's 3 adopted siblings, and
yeah, I thought it was an ensemble.
It is. God, it's been a while since I've seen that one though. But he's the only recognizable face I could have.
Yeah, I've never seen the show.
Well, let me put it this way: he's the only recognizable face that isn't what's his name, Hartnett.
Oh.
Or rather,
what about?
I know everybody else's name. Don't know his.
Oh, what about
Milo?
What's his face? Milo. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I know everybody else's. Yeah. Everybody else's name that was a male lead, so I was just hoping it was him.
Yeah. Last piece of news we have: Sindil Ramamurthy. Sindil Ramamurthy has been cast as a villain for Doom Patrol season 4. This is,
and I'm sure it'll be weird.
Do you know who he is?
Not a clue.
Mo Hinder from Heroes.
Oh, okay.
And he was also Bloodwork on The Flash.
Yeah.
He's been cast as a villain on Doom Patrol. According to TV Line, he is set to appear in the series on a recurring basis as Mr. 104. The character is described as a charming and mysterious man of many elements. For fans of the comics, the name Mr. 104 may ring a few bells. In comics, Mr. 104, initially Mr. 103, is genius biochemist Jonathan Dubrovny, a foe of the Doom Patrol, who uses his ability to transform his body and or various parts of his body into any element of his choosing and then commit crimes.
I love how supernatural it is and then so mundane.
Mm-hmm. So I'm down. I thought he was a little hammy on The Flash, but The Flash has they got directing problems or writing problems, and
there's a history of hammy over there.
Yeah, and we got a little bit of listener feedback. Andre Sparks has Black Adam thoughts and James Gunn movie /show predictions. Says, hey guys, I love the show. I just wanted to share my thoughts on Black Adam and James Gunn predictions. It was exactly what The Rock said, him being badass.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan was a great Dr. Fate too. Hawkman was really good. In fact, all of them did their part. Action, little comedy, and magic. Enjoy it for what it is. Entertainment. Secondly, I think James Gunn will tackle someone like Plastic Man or Green Arrow. They both can be dark but have comedy as well. Thoughts? I mean, I could see Plastic Man or Green Arrow being, in future episodes. Or not episodes, future movies or whatever. What have you.
Yeah.
But I think James Gunn has got a lot more than those two to tackle at this point.
He does. But I do agree. I think he'd like those characters to play with.
Yeah, I think so. What's funny is this was Andre sent this on the 23rd. I think that was technically before the Gunn announcement.
I guess it was. Prescient.
Yeah. What was it? Last week we were like, oh yeah, Gunn still got like another DC project in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess he does.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a review on our Apple podcast. Hot 30 Wheels gave us 2 stars out of 5.
Nice.
It said, not enough news. I don't like it because there's news in it, but not enough of the news I'm looking for. But it is funny, and the hosts are good together. I had to include it because it's like one of your favorite types of reviews where it's like, I like them. It's a good show.
1 star.
But I don't like it for some weird shit reason. I want to know, like, I hope Hot 30 Wheels is still listening because I want Hot 30 Wheels to explain to me what news they were looking for. Were you looking for Marvel news? Because I've got a guy for that.
Well, maybe it's more comprehensive because we don't do comprehensive anymore.
I mean, we kind of do, though, because there's just not anything else to talk about.
That's fair.
Like,
it's been a slow year for news.
It's been a slow year. I mean, was he looking for scoops? Was that the hope? Like,
I can take some swings at stuff if you want to just lie.
Yeah, which is what the scoopers are doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you were wondering, they're lying.
Yeah,
it's made for finches, but humans can drink it too.
Here's a fake scoop. Since Snyder's going to be busy, they're going to break off Deborah for a minute and let her get the ball rolling with Man of Steel 2. While he wraps up his commitments to Netflix.
Why not?
Sure.
It's funny because like, didn't we used to want to do like a fake. We used to do like a
we
fake
did like
news
a fake thing for a while.
Yeah, where like we'd be like, guess which news bit was fake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember one. Somebody drowning in a bucket of fake blood on the set of Titans. The tanker that they had pulled up on set had some sort of rigging issue, and someone didn't survive the onslaught.
Yeah, you always wrote those.
Yeah, I think I said it was like a grip or something that died.
Yeah, they were all yours.
Those were fun.
I was like, no, I'm too busy putting together the real news.
Yeah, so I'll just do this one. It'd be great.
But yeah, no, I really do. I wish I could just like zap that person here and be like, hey man, I don't care if you don't really like the show, but what kind of news were you looking for? I'm so curious. Like,
there might be like one piece that wasn't discussed one week or something that they were interested in.
And part of me thinks like, here's a 2-star review. That's not the news I wanted. Cool. What happened? Oh, I saw DC on screen and I was like, yes, finally a political show I can get behind. Mm-hmm. And then I listened to it and then it wasn't anything about politics.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought Washington DC.
Yeah. Or just our gardening section.
Mm-hmm.
Or segment.
All right. Well,
I have the amount of energy that fittingly can match a 2-star review. That part I've got.
Oh, only this week.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm very much going to go back to bed. I'm pretty sure my fever has returned while we're recording.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the break, he told me, Dave, you give me fever when you hold me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to call it. And thank you so much to the listeners. Thank you for listening to this rambling sprawl of 2 guys being sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. If you're like us, rejoice. We have people in charge and a Superman in cape. And
it was a good week.
It was a pretty damn good week. And also, I want to thank the patrons. All the patrons. I think you're going to start seeing some more stuff coming soon. I'm feeling optimistic about the future.
Nice.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it is nice. Not today. Today I don't feel optimistic about anything.
Right. But yeah, DCOnscreen.com for all the episodes. And if you want to go to our Apple podcast and leave us a good review, that'd be really cool.
Although the not ones, the 2 stars are funny too. So I'm down.
Yeah, like I don't want to like encourage people because like Chris White or somebody is gonna go over there and give us like a 1 star and say something like, I don't like the way his dick hangs or some stupid shit.
He will. That he will.
Like, this is the best show I've ever heard, but Dave's dick hangs weird. 1 star.
There's a reason they don't allow follow-up comments on stuff like that.
Yeah. So anyway, we'd love a review on DC on Screen at Apple Podcasts and whatever. Oh yeah, patreon.com/DC on Screen if you'd like to join the legion of patrons.
Love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, we're heading off. I really should write all that shit down before I try to say it because I don't remember everything. It's just sad.
And not on our feet today, you know.
No, I'm never on my feet though.
True.
Until next time, keep that DC on your screen.
Our intro music is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Galactic Engineers of Magnetic Sounds, or GEMS, can be found on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Visit DCOnscreen.com to find our Patreon, merch, contact information, and every episode of the show for free, including crossovers we've done with other podcasts. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. For more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, vlogs, parodies, and our improvised web series Hey Guy, visit maladjusted.tv.